you guys?
I like the old school Star Wars.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
So obviously we have lots of news stories to look forward to. What do y'all want to say to the fans that at this point like have been skeptical to kind of help get them on board with what's to come?
You know, I don't think we'd ever presume to promise you're going to like anything we do. We hope you do, and I think what we'd say to them is we love these characters as much or more than you do. So, you know, we treat this very seriously, and we know how emotionally attached you can become to characters, especially after 6 years, and that's how we feel. So we haven't taken anything lightly. We're going to keep the legacy of the show and the history of these characters alive, and that's going to be a really important part of the show as we move forward with this new chapter.
When you were in the writers' room and discussing what this was going to be like, did it feel like you were getting a facelift, a refresh?
Felt like a really
feel?
nice shot of Botox.
We all got it.
I would say this was an idea we've had for a few years, but when we sat down to write it last year, I would say that it really, we felt re-inspired. We felt reinvigorated because we were free from the 6 years of mythology and things we did before, and we could start going back to what we really loved, which is, wouldn't it be cool if we did this, and we've never shown this, and what's this person's backstory. So for us it was, it was great because we got to end the show the way we wanted to last year, and we get to continue to have fun telling these stories in new worlds with the characters and moving forward.
Yeah, and it's also the introduction of all the stuff that's new is giving a wonderful shot in the arm to some of the stuff that was older that we've been doing for seasons 1 through 6, and it's giving us a new prism to tell new stories with these characters that everyone has loved for so long. So it's kind of had this ability of bringing what's new and then making what's old new again, which has been really, really neat.
I'm surrounded by flashes. Are you two different, or are you just racing back and forth?
I'm back.
Wait a minute. You guys switch seats. Again. And again.
So what details can you tease us with about what we can expect when the new season premieres this fall?
Well, I think the details we can tease is, as you saw today, Henry leaves home. He's in a new book. And I think the relationship between him and Cinderella, I would say, is in the vein of the epic romance that Snow and Charming did. I would say that, Regina is in a new chapter of her life. I would say we could tease that we are going to see Tiana. We are going to meet a new Alice in Wonderland. And I think one of the things I'm really excited about is we're leaving Storybrooke and going to Hyperion Heights. So we're going from a small town to the big city. And for us, the original idea of the show was fairy tales in the real world. So for us, it's fun to go back to a place that doesn't have magic, So it isn't magic all the time.
So where Storybrooke was a small town that was just these fairy tale characters who were cursed and hidden away, Hyperion Heights is a part of Seattle. So you have fairy tale characters now mixed with the real world and real people who don't have a magical background, who aren't cursed. So yeah, it's a different vibe, and we're excited about it.
And I would say that, one of the things we could tease is, Hyperion Heights, like many neighborhoods, is being gentrified by Lady Tremaine, who is an evil developer. And she realized that, I think that in her mind, she pushes the fairy tale people out, then they can't find each other, because maybe that was one of the weaknesses of the first curse. If you keep everybody in the same place, after a while, people are going to find each other and remember. If you spread them out and get rid of the neighborhood, then, it's a lot harder.
So we've seen some season 1, season 7 parallels in some of the previews. Is this going to be like season 1 where these characters that we know don't remember the last 6 years?
I would say, without getting too specific about all the details, we're not redoing season 1.
Well,
yeah. So we're sort of taking, some of the ideas that we're going to echo, but we're going to be going in new directions with them. So the rules that maybe you've been used to over the first 6 seasons might have some twists in them, and there might be some different things, different effects. This isn't the same curse that we did in season 1. These aren't the same characters, and it's not being done for the same reason. So, we're going to be, hopefully surprising the audience in what our villains are doing. Unlike season season 1 where we saw, Regina cast the curse in the pilot. We actually don't see who casts the curse at the premiere this year, so that's going to be something that may not be something you want to take for granted.
Well, we know Adelaide Kane is joining. Can you tease anything about who or?
I can just tell you who she is. I don't even have to tease it. She is Drizella. She is a wicked stepdaughter, and she is awesome. Adelaide is so wickedly good in this performance that I wish she could have been here this weekend. But that's who she is. She's Drizella.
I love the name Hyperion Heights. Got a lot of history to it. Can you give us some?
Well, David's first name was Brooklyn.
Yeah, but that didn't work.
It is a nod to Disney history and the Hyperion studio where Walt Disney was originally located. In fact, the building we write the show in is from that original Hyperion studio, which is the only building from that studio that was moved to the current Disneyland.
It's called the Shorts Building,
in
and
Burbank.
it was literally brought over in 2 pieces from the original one. So we always want to honor Disney.
I live a few blocks from the Gelsons that is on the site of that the original Hyperion Studios. It still has the dwarf cottages right down the street.
But we haven't aired yet, so David can win out on Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Just quickly.
Thank you guys.
Thank